Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Bullring, today presented by HMS Motorsport. I am Alan Dietz, along with the lovely, the talented, the beautiful America's sweetheart herself, Jess Ballard.
Thank you.
Yes.
I wasn't prepared for that.
I wasn't either. You know what? We got a great show today. We're going to hear from Kyle Larson after his big win at Martinsville and check in with Toby Christie on all the news of the NASCAR Cup Series. Eddie MacDonald's going to join us after his race at New Hampshire this weekend. Todd Thelen from Slinger Speedway, he's getting ready for their opener this weekend. And Chris Jennings will join us after his second win in 2 starts this year in the Vors Compact Touring Series that came at Anderson. Saw a lot of great racing this weekend that we'll look over. I know you went to the auto fair and blew me off Saturday after I texted you. And
I did. No, you texted me about getting together on Saturday, and then you last minute changed to Friday. That was not my fault.
Well, then I came back Saturday, and then I said,
dang it, yeah, you're right. I did.
And then you totally
I did
blew
blow
me
Alan off. I was at the auto fair.
Yeah.
Checking out all the cool cars.
Well, Tammy got mad at me yesterday, and she said, so did Jess get back to you? And I said, no. And she said, well, that should tell you all you need to know about what she thinks about you.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
I swear she did. She did.
Well.
And I said, you're right.
Yep. You know what? She is right.
Sorry. All right. What are we doing
We're
now?
going to the highlights now that Alan and I have come to this roadblock in our friendship.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look here at this past weekend here on Racing America. Big weekend of racing on the Magic Mile at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Past super late models were in action. No surprise, Eddie MacDonald taking yet another win at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. That goes along with his other Pass, Act, and K&N East at that time. Now ARCA East wins there. Derek Luchacki, it's a great race for the American-Canadian Tour. Photo finish. Tom Carey, man, he pulled a move over in turn 3 and just about got him at the line, but didn't quite have enough. And also a good race for the tour type monopies. John McKennedy was able to get the win there, but a lot of drafting and maneuvering like what we're used to seeing at New Hampshire. And yes, I don't know if you got to see it or not, but a really good, strong crowd there for some grassroots racing, and a big honor for those guys to get to go to a track like New Hampshire.
Yeah, for sure. We've talked about how beautiful that facility is, and great crowds, great racing, all around a good time.
Yes, sir. Or ma'am. Anderson Speedway, that was where the Vors Compact Touring Series was in action. Chris Jennings, the defending series champion, taking another win for the Vors Compact Touring Series. CRA Street Stocks, Dalton Connor, first-time winner for the Street Stocks as he took the checkered flag at Anderson. Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, the Pro Late models back in action for 100 laps. Bryson Schaffer, he was up front early, but around halfway, Hunter Wright was able to wrestle the lead away, and he holds on for his first win of the season at the fairgrounds.
That was exciting.
It was.
Yeah.
Now, one thing you didn't hear us mention was the ASA Southern Super Series at Montgomery. Unfortunately, it got rained out, but the good thing is in now less than 2 weeks, Saturday, April the 29th, you'll be able to not only go to Montgomery and see the ASA Southern Super Series and actually understand they're picking up a few cars that they didn't have there this past weekend, but you're also going to get to see the Show Me the Money Pro Late models. That is just going to be a huge weekend at Montgomery.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Oh, it's going to be great, and we'll have it here for you on Racing America. But as we always say, if you can, get out to the racetrack. That'll be April 29th at Montgomery. Also this weekend, the Cars Tour will be at Hickory Motor Speedway. They have got a humongous entry list, like almost 70 cars for 2 divisions. Of course, we'll have you and Keely Dubinsky to talk about that on Cars Tour Weekly Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be a big show.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have a lot to cover. The tour's been off for a few weeks, and we're getting back at it at Hickory, and I'm going to go to the race.
Well, that's going to mean a lot to a lot of young men out there, that's for sure. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk to our first guest of the afternoon. That's the past winner at New Hampshire, Eddie MacDonald.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Celebrate opening weekend at Oxford Plains Speedway, Saturday and Sunday, April 22nd and 23rd. The Oxford Championship Series hits the track on Saturday featuring Super Late Model. Then on Sunday, the Past Super Late Model, Past Modified, and Limiteds take over to battle it out for short track supremacy. Come enjoy a weekend full of fast fun at Oxford Plains Speedway, April 22nd and 23rd. Or you can watch it all on Racing America.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Hi, I'm Eddie MacDonald, and you're watching Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by HMS Motorsport. Alan Dietz and Jess Ballard here with you today. And our first guest, if you were able to watch the Northeast Classic this past weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, you saw our next guest, Eddie MacDonald, take yet another win at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in the past Super Late Models this go around. Eddie, congratulations and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thanks for having me on.
Well, in everything that you've raced at New Hampshire, stock car wise, I think you've raced about everything. You've raced a Cup car, what's a ARCA East car now, a PAS car, and an ACT car. What's the most fun?
I don't know. You know, any one that you can win in is fun. So
You've won in all of them except the Cup car.
Yeah, that's true. No, so it's you know, they all have their different, you know, things that you love about them, and you know, like the Cup car has so much power, but the you know, the PAS car, you can really drive into the corner a ton and get back to the throttle. Just doesn't have as much power, but you know, any car that, you know, handles good up there and you can win, it's so much fun.
Eddie, I've never made it up to New Hampshire, the state or the racetrack, and I'm sure there's a lot of people kind of down in our area that they haven't been there either. So what is the racetrack like? Describe it for someone who's never seen it before in person.
Yeah, it's just a 1 mile oval. You know, it's fairly flat. You know, it has a little banking, but for the most part, it's pretty flat, and just a fun racetrack to race on. You know, different series can be harder to pass on, but you know, the past race was, I think it was, you know, it was pretty difficult to pass, you know, for some guys. You know, we were lucky enough to be able to start up front. We slipped back a little bit at the beginning, but was able to get the lead, you know, at the second half of the race, so that worked out good.
You know, when I watched the races at New Hampshire, and I know the track has had subtle changes ever since it first opened back in the 1990s, but it looks like, you know, and you mentioned how flat it is, but it looks like it's got just enough banking that if you get up there on the outside and can get it hooked up out there, that really makes it hard to pass for somebody down on the bottom.
Yeah, definitely. You got to have a really good car to be able to pass on the bottom to keep the car rolling through the center and back to the throttle. Just because, especially with these crate engines, that it bogs down a little bit coming off the corner. So you really got to keep the car rolling and moving on the outside. But some guys can make the inside work, but the outside's definitely a little bit better.
Have you ironed out your plans for the rest of the 2023 season? And does this win change your plans at all?
We really haven't had a great plan this year. We knew that we knew we wanted to do New Hampshire. We did Thompson in New Hampshire, and we talked about regrouping after that and trying to figure out what works for everyone involved and pick some races that we really enjoy going to. And we were just talking about last night, some different options, and just a matter of if we can get all the crew guys and everyone together and sponsors lined up to do some of these bigger races. So we're in the middle of trying to figure that out now.
Well, you mentioned that, and I know it's not been an issue for you in the past as far as traveling, in the sense I know that you have to deal with budgets and money and things like that, but it seems like it's something that you've never minded doing before. When you look at all of these big money super late model races that are out there now with these national tours and different things like that, do you think you may venture outside of New England some this year?
Yeah, we would definitely like to. It's just a matter of if, getting everyone that's involved, the car owner, crew chief, crew, and sponsors, everyone has to line up with their schedules and to see if we can actually, get out there. I'd definitely love to hit some of those bigger races, but we want to make sure we're ready for it too. So we want to try to be as competitive as we can when we go out to those races.
Jumping ahead a little bit, of course, this year will be the 50th Oxford 250. It's a race that you've won before, albeit not in the past type car. I think there's been about 4 or 5 different types of cars that have ran the Oxford 250 in its 50 years. I was actually working yesterday on a list of the greatest Oxford 250 racers. When you go back and you think about it, who do you feel like would be the top racer to be in the Oxford 250 as far as that race goes?
Geez, I don't know. There's been so many good guys that have been able to win it multiple times and have always been, basically in the hunt for the win every year, at least had an option, to win it. So there's just so many guys that are just so good up there. And it's such a tough race too, because you could have a really good car and then you have to have all the luck go the right way too, because it takes all of that to line up to get to win the 250.
Well, Eddie, you're one of the greats that's still doing it, and just congratulations on another win at New Hampshire. It just adds to your accolades up at that racetrack, and good luck on the rest of the season. We look forward to seeing you a lot more this year.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. You guys have a good time.
Thank you. That's Eddie MacDonald again. As I said, he's won in everything he's raced at up there in New Hampshire. We've seen the pass cars 3 times this year, Hickory, Thompson, and New Hampshire. This weekend we'll be at Oxford Plains Speedway along the pass series, and they've got a huge weekend of racing coming Saturday with their local divisions, which include the super late models, and then on Sunday with the past super late models and the past modifieds. And it's something that we talk about a lot, Jess, but that racetrack, it's when you look at their weekly program, especially with late models, theirs is right up there amongst the best.
Yes, absolutely. And then you bring these series on top of that on Sunday. I mean, that is going to be a jam-packed weekend over at Oxford.
Yep, no doubt about it. And again, you'll be able to see it this weekend here on Racing America. That will be on Saturday, and then, of course, the pass cars back at Oxford Plains on Sunday. Another big race coming up this weekend. It'll be the opener at Slinger Speedway, another quarter mile, but a lot different with the high banks there in Wisconsin. The ASA Midwest Tour will be there along with their Elite 8 Series. When we come back, we'll talk to Todd Thelen from Slinger.
The secret is it's quicker.
Griffith is going to sweep the weekend.
PFC Brakes, more championships than any other.
From late models to modifieds on pavement and dirt, with at-track service like no other.
Success means no compromises.
Fourth Rattler win for time adjusting.
Lighter, stiffer, cooler, quicker. PFC Brakes, the secret is it's quicker.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials. Tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
A new era begins as the ASA CRA Super Series hits the track on Saturday, April 29th at Anderson Speedway. See the Midwest's top super late model racers as they compete for 125 laps around Anderson's tight quarter mile. Don't miss a second of the action. It's the ASA CRA Super Series kicking off 2023 on Saturday, April 29th at Anderson Speedway. And you can catch it all only on Racing America.
Yeah, well, I think it all kind of helps. I think the cup stuff helps the dirt stuff helps the cup stuff. I don't really view it as anything other than it's all just helping each other out. So just me being behind the wheel a lot and put myself in racing situations and frustrating situations sometimes, challenging myself to be better allows me to get better. So just getting all that experience I think helps. I think the dirt stuff really helps get my restarts and stuff a lot better in cup just because the races are so short that you have to be attacking all the time. So, and then I think on the flip side of that, I think the NASCAR stuff helps the patience side of things and staying calm and stuff like that.
Glad to have you back here with us on the Bullring. Alan and Jess here with you today, and we'll thank our sponsor, HMS Motorsport. If you're in the market for safety equipment, HMS has got you covered, whether it's here in North Carolina or in Massachusetts. This weekend on Sunday, Slinger Super Speedway returns to action. From Slinger is Todd Thelen. And Todd, I know I texted you earlier today, and you're busy getting ready. Never enough time, is there?
No, never enough time. Thanks for having me on, Alan. We had great weather last week, so we got a lot done. But in the race promoting business, there's always more to do, and we're finishing things up this week and doing paving today and trying to make the place look as good as it can before our opener this Sunday.
How limited? I know the season in that part of the country is limited, because of the weather and colder temperatures and stuff. But how does that affect you from a promoter standpoint, even when there's not racing in preparation?
Well, Mother Nature always rules our game, as everybody in this industry knows. So it's a big deal that we get when we get a window early in the spring to get things done. And do as much as you can do in the fall, and pretty much from November, December, January, there's nothing getting done outside in February, but we'll work inside on concession stands and hospitality areas and those kinds of things.
I had to laugh when you said that there is, always more to do. I just had a conversation with my boyfriend Travis over the weekend that it's like building a race car. There's never enough time for you to do everything. Like, you're never done. There's always going to be something else you can do. And we'll get to Slinger in a second, but I just want to ask, as a promoter, what is one thing you wish the rest of the racing community knew about what you do day to day or your position?
What is it that I wish everybody knew that I did day to day? Boy, that's a tough question because I could go on and on and on and on. So I'm going to answer it this way. On occasion, people ask, "Do you have a regular job?" And I'm like, "No, this is what I do 7 days a week from April, actually February through September, and then regular 40 to 50 hour a week in the off season." So in my position with what I do, owning this property here, I do everything from, or oversee everything from, the racing side of the fence that we call it, rules, and taking care of overseeing the marketing, the office, the ordering, it's a food service. Basically, it's a concession stand. It's a I should say differently. It's a restaurant within the business. Some facilities don't have that. They lease it up, but we do everything. We have liquor licenses. We're going to meetings. We're doing all kinds of day-to-day operations that you would do in a normal business to operate once a week. That's the tough thing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I know, as we look forward to Sunday, the ASA Midwest Tour will be there, and it's got to be extra special for a racetrack in Wisconsin to welcome that ASA name back this weekend.
It's definitely brings back memories. I'm going to date myself a little bit. I go back into, Alan Kulwicki was my hero as a kid, and we'd go watch him race at the Milwaukee Mile when ASA came in there. Back then it was a Silver Creek series, and it goes way back and lots of tradition. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I'll tell you, last year was the first time that I've ever got to go to Slinger. Maybe the only time I ever get to go to Slinger, but television does not do that place justice. It's just a beautiful racetrack, great racing. I saw you for maybe 5 minutes after the race, and still I say the hospitality was great because everybody that works for you was very friendly, and I hope everybody can get out there on Sunday because I know it's going to be a heck of a race.
Absolutely. That's what we do out here on a weekly basis is awesome racing. We have some of the best racing in the country. I'm kind of biased to it, but I've been around a lot. But when we have big events like this weekend with the Midwest Tour coming in, it just puts a whole nother kind of level to the racing we have with the tour guys racing against the local guys, and it's some of the best in the business.
Well, all of us are honored to be associated with Slinger once again here in 2023. Best of luck this weekend, and best of luck on the season. I know it's going to be a great one.
I'm going to go back to the other question about what do I do that people wouldn't think I do or wouldn't know. Like this morning, I'm operating a skid loader. The other day, I'm helping pour concrete. We're putting billboard signs up. I get involved and do all of it. I just don't do interviews on TV and radio and talk to the racers at the drivers meeting. It's whatever we have to do, we're doing it. And that's most of the people in this industry at this level.
You're right. And that's the only way it can work if you have a racetrack and make it work the way you guys do with Slinger. Todd, thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to talking to you again more this year.
All right. I hope everybody tunes in this Sunday. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That is Todd Thelen, and as he said, you'll be able, if you can't attend, you'll be able to watch the ASA Midwest Tour action on Sunday here on Racing America. And, of course, all the weekly action from Slinger this year. And, I didn't plan it this way, but Slinger's just like Oxford. It's one of those tracks that their weekly program is top notch. They get a bunch of cars every week, and just like Todd said, when the tours come in, there's great racing and a lot of work to make it happen.
For sure. So all the people on social media that think they can run a series or a racetrack, or like to get on their keyboards,
do a talk show.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of work.
I
You
don't
heard
know
the
about
man.
this part.
Well, not the talk show.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, when we come back, we're going to take a look at this past weekend's NASCAR Cup Series race at Martinsville. We'll hear what Kyle Larson had to say afterwards, and we'll talk to Toby Christie and get all the news coming up headed into Talladega.
Celebrate opening weekend at Oxford Plains Speedway, Saturday and Sunday, April 22nd and 23rd. The Oxford Championship Series hits the track on Saturday featuring Super Late Model. Then on Sunday, the Past Super Late Model, Past Modified, and Limited take over to battle it out for short track supremacy. Come enjoy a weekend full of fast fun at Oxford Plains Speedway, April 22nd and 23rd. Or you can watch it all on Racing America.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen, myself, and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the go-kart track. Call Market Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Bickle's Bon Voyage link for information.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Hey, I'm Ricky Stenhouse Jr., your 2023 Daytona 500 champion, and you're watching Racing America.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you can accomplish something that you don't see possible, when you do accomplish it, it moves up the ladder pretty high. So this is an extremely special win for me. I've worked very hard to get better here. I feel like every time there's a test available, I get put on that list to test here because I struggle, and we want to get better. So I've got tons of laps around here and not many top 10s. Honestly, probably more races where I've finished a lap down than on the lead lap. So it's been difficult. And then, like I said, when you can win at a place like this, it is definitely up there. You know, I was teared up the whole last lap. I heard Cliff was teared up too. So that feels really, really special because, you know, he's so strong and like emotionally strong, and to hear that, you know, means a lot. You know, this win here today means a lot for everybody, and to, you know, Hendrick Motorsports as well. You know, with everything that they've, everything that this kind of racetrack and trip means to them.
Well, that's what Kyle Larson had to say after what appeared to be an unlikely win at Martinsville. Frankly, there was about 5 cars in the top 10 at the end of that race I didn't expect to see there, but circumstances worked out their way. And for more on the road to the Cup, here is Toby Christie of TobyChristie.com. And, you know, Toby, we talked about it last week, and, you know, the races at Martinsville last year were kind of duds, especially the spring race. I don't know about you, but this race was much better to me. It seemed like an old school Martinsville race, not a bunch of necessarily cautions and things of that nature, but good hard racing and a lot of side-by-side racing.
Yeah, I felt like it was better than last spring. It still wasn't ideal by any means. I think NASCAR, I think the drivers, the teams, and the fans would like to see a little more action out there. But like you said, I think it was definitely much better than last spring. Last spring, I was there for it, and my goodness, it was weather delayed anyway. But once the race finally started, there were several times where I found myself wanting to nap. And I didn't find myself wanting to nap Sunday at Martinsville this time around, so that was a win. Now, hopefully, we can just kind of fine tune things a little bit more going forward.
Oh, so you've been to Martinsville. Have you had one of the hot dogs?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I had like 6 or 7 of them.
That was at one time.
I was gonna ask you if you liked them because I see mixed reviews on Twitter, but you must.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good. I think, especially for $2, a vendor item for $2 at any racetrack. I feel like that's a pretty good deal, no matter how good or how bad the item is.
Well, I always go back to Matt Dillner, our friend, my friend, and he ate somewhere right around 40 one weekend. Wow. And Sunday afternoon, he said he was starting to get the meat sweats, if you can only imagine.
Oh, well, I'm sure they're similar to the chemo sweats. Nasty.
They're nasty, I'll tell you that.
Well, if he had 30 going into Sunday, because I'm assuming he had 10 on Sunday, is my guess. If he's on a pace of 40,
yeah,
I think meat sweats should have been happening way before Sunday. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think he was had to call the poison control center. Nothing against the hot dogs, but that's a lot. That's a lot of nitrates.
That's over. Well, speaking of stuff I saw on social, I'll be honest, I had the race kind of on in the background, and I was more following along on Twitter,
studying for the Bullring.
Yes. I feel like I saw a lot of people. I just feel like race control has kind of been a topic of discussion the last few weeks. Thoughts?
Oh yeah, let's talk about the wheel up against the wall.
Well, I honestly wasn't even exactly sure what happened. So,
that could have been a nightmare.
Yeah, that was rough because I mean that could have went really bad.
Yes, it could have.
And you never like seeing just wheels sitting in the middle of a racetrack like that. But the fact that it took, I mean, it felt like 2 to 3 laps before anything actually happened, as far as a caution. So that was really concerning.
Yeah, and
I'm sure it's something.
Yeah, granted, it's a hard play, especially in the tower. I mean, I would say it's probably impossible to see at that angle, and it's just one of those things that luckily it didn't develop into anything more serious. Speaking of more serious, we've got Talladega this weekend, and we always see some serious action there. Mm-hmm. Now, unless I've missed something, I don't think there's been any rules changes after Daytona, correct?
No, we should be same old plate racing that we're used to. So everything you saw at Daytona, everything you've kind of seen over the last year at these plate races with the next gen car should still be in play this weekend as well.
So heading into this weekend, I think we got a little bit surprised last week that Chase Elliott was coming back.
Yeah.
And, if I were him, I would probably could take an extra week off instead of going to Talladega. But he ended up looked really good at the end of the race at Martinsville. And do we think he exceeded expectations, or did it end up being right about where we thought?
I mean, that's a good question because he's been really good at Martinsville in the past. So you kind of have that weird, unrealistic expectation of, he's going to come out and win the race first time back. But he missed 6 weeks. He came off of an injury that, wasn't an easy injury. It wasn't like he pulled a muscle or anything like that. He broke a bone. So there's a lot to it. He's not conditioned. He hasn't been able to kind of be on the treadmill or anything like that to get any cardio going in his absence. So the fact that he was able to work his way through that entire race, kept his wits about him, and stayed in position to capitalize when things fell his way towards the end was very encouraging. And when we talked to him on pit road after the race, he said he was very proud of the top 10 finish because of how bad the car was and how bad he had kind of performed throughout the entire race. He was very proud to walk out there with the top 10.
Anything you're keeping an eye on this week on TobyChristie.com?
Man, the feuds we've been seeing, there's some drivers are not quite happy with each other going into this race. And, you need a teammate or you need somebody to kind of help push you at Talladega. And, sometimes guys might act like a little bit of a jerk if they don't like how somebody's treated them recently. So I know obviously you don't want to crash somebody at 200 miles an hour, but sometimes you choose to do something or not do something based on rivalries that are going on in the garage area right now. So you look at like Eric Almirola and Daniel Suarez weren't very happy with each other after Martinsville. Several other people kind of beat and banged throughout the day because that was the only way to get around anybody was by shoving them out of the way, which, like you said earlier, was old school Martinsville, which was kind of cool to see. But I think it'll lead to a few people going, hey, what the heck, man? And I think that'll determine who works with who on Sunday.
Yep, I agree with you. Well, Toby, we appreciate you joining us today and look forward to talking to you again here real soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about Jess's favorite subject, the Vors Compact Touring Series, and Chris Jennings, the winner at Anderson. He'll be here after this.
It's got to be the wildest ride in the world.
That is your whole being in that moment is to do as good as you can. I'm a racer, and that's what I do, and that's what you do.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
Women owned and manufactured in South Carolina, PFC Brakes is the #1 choice for motorsports, fleets, auto manufacturers, and first responders. PFC delivers the best brakes on the market, guaranteed to outlast and outperform the competition. If you're looking to win at the track or reduce downtime for your fleet, or just need more stopping power when towing your boat or trailer, look no further than PFC Brakes. Visit us at pfcbrakes.com to find your local PFC Brakes distributor today. PFC Brakes are bred to win, from the track to the job site. No compromises.
Celebrate opening weekend at Oxford Plains Speedway, Saturday and Sunday, April 22nd and 23rd. The Oxford Championship Series hits the track on Saturday featuring Super Late Model. Then on Sunday, the Past Super Late Model, Past Modified, and Limited take over to battle it out for short track supremacy. Come enjoy a weekend full of fast fun at Oxford Plains Speedway, April 22nd and 23rd. Or you can watch it all on Racing America.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
Well, still to come here on the Bullring, we'll talk to Chris Jennings about his hot start in the Vors Compact Touring Series, and we'll get you ready for all the racing action coming up on Racing America this weekend. Just right around the corner. Stick around, more of the Bullring when we come back.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen and myself and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the go-kart track. Call Mark at Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Bickle's Bon Voyage link for information.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by HMS Motorsport. Alan and Jess here with you this afternoon. And, of course, one of our favorite series here on Racing America is the Vors Compact Touring Series. And if you've been watching, you've been seeing a lot of Chris Jennings win. He won the championship last year, and he has won the first two races this year at Shady Bowl and Anderson. Chris, thanks for joining us, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Well, tell me what clicked last year, because based on going back and looking at the records and everything, you'd won a couple of championships, and then it looked kind of like you stepped away from the compact for a while. You come back, you win that championship last year, and then this year, I mean, just gangbusters to start the season.
Yeah, in 21 we had a pretty good year. We just off a hair. If you're off a 1/10.5, 2/10 everywhere, you're not gonna win races. So just did our homework over that off season and got a little bit better, and ran real good last year, won 3 races in the championship. So this year done our homework again and trying to get a little bit better. And the first one we actually had trouble in qualifying, and they had a big invert, so that put us right on the front row. We fixed the problem, so that was kind of unfair to the rest of the field kind of thing, but that's the way it goes in racing sometimes.
That's right.
A win's a win.
That's right.
I'll tell you 100 times over.
Well, I know it doesn't say in the record book. Well, he had trouble in qualifying, got inverted to the front row.
That's right. There's no asterisk next to your name on that sheet. And Alan loves to tease me about being a Vors Compact Touring Series mega fan, but I just love that the car counts are always great, and then the field is just full of, so many different types of cars that look so different. You got all kinds of different personalities in the field, and I just think it's really entertaining. It checks a lot of the boxes that honestly people complain are lacking from the NASCAR races,
even late models.
Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about your car, what you drive in these races.
Yeah, and let me just add on to that real quick too, Chris, because I was wondering the same thing. I know the paint job is different this year. Is it a different car, or is it the same car?
Yeah, same car. It's paint. This is my started in 03, so this is my 20th year. So painted it just like the car I ran in 03, with it's mostly red and a little bit of white on it. So yeah, I was wanting to win a race or two in that paint scheme. It's kind of cool to go back and seeing pictures of it brings a lot of memories back, and a lot of people seem to like it and everything. But mine is the chassis is like a 92 to 95 Honda Civic coupe. But yeah, I like watching the compacts myself because there's different kind of cars, and I like watching street stocks also because you'll see some Monte Carlos and Camaros and T-Birds every now and then. It's just neat to see the different cars out there.
Well, you're exactly right, and that's one of the things we always hear from race fans is they're like, I can't tell what kind of car it is, and they all look the same. And you don't hear that with compacts or with street stocks. Now, I know a couple of years ago, it seems like the hatchbacks were really kind of taking over, and last year, obviously, you stopped that a little bit. What changed, if anything?
I think the hatches are maybe a little bit lighter. From the factory, they're lighter. I don't know after you gut the interior and all that if they're still any lighter, but I just chose the coupe model. I just kind of like the look of it a little bit better. But yeah, like I said, in 21 we were there, just right on the edge, just off a hair from those fast guys, Gosser and those guys. And last year we done our homework and got a little bit better, and this year didn't get comfortable. Still done some homework and done some tweaks that should be better this year, and so far it's worked out for us.
Well, Chris, we love the Vors Compact Touring Series. I know we've said that a couple of times, but you guys are great to work with. Dan Redmond and the Vors and everybody just put their heart and soul into this series. Congratulations on the win. I know we'll see a lot more of you on Racing America this year. So good luck, and we may be talking to you again here soon.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Thanks for having me on.
All right, that's Chris Jennings, and I just, like I say, you hate to keep saying the word love, but these guys are.
It's just so much fun.
They are.
I mean, it's just, yeah, it's so much fun. I could talk about it for the rest of the show.
And even the other thing about it is even the tracks like Shady Bowl and Anderson and Angola, and the series has kind of gotten its name out there through Bristol and North Wilkesboro and Milwaukee this year and places like that. But man, those racetracks, I mean, they are as real as it get.
Yes, and some of my best memories in racing is going to the racetrack with an open trailer with my compact friends who
cooler full of beer.
Exactly. No, it's true. And you didn't spend tens of thousands of dollars on the race car.
Or on tires.
Some people. But and so it's just more, there's not that level of stress. It's just so much fun. When we went to the auto show this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we drove my new 85 Dodge Ram, I was like, oh, there's no better feeling than a classic car cruising, like sunny day. But that's what compact racing feels like to me.
You are like a compact person that was in a full-size truck.
Yes.
But now sometimes we see these guys in these compacts and
they're
6'5" and then they're in these compacts. So it's just fun to watch, that's for sure. And you know what? We're going to have a lot of fun racing here on Racing America this weekend. When we come back, we'll tell you all about it.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen, myself, and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the go-kart track. Call Market Memories Travel at 262-527-1341. or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Pickles Bon Voyage link for information.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Glad you're back here with us on the Bullring, and another big weekend of racing action coming up here on Racing America. Let's tell you what's around the corner. Yes, it always, not always, but it starts this week on Friday at Five Flag Speedway down in Pensacola. They're going to have, I think, their Sportsman Pure Stocks trucks and the Outlaws, which we love the Outlaws, and those bodies that they have on those cars. They always put on some great races.
Love those bodies.
Yeah. Saturday, I don't know why that struck me funny, but for some reason, I think it's just the way that you said it. Saturday, we'll be back at Citrus County Speedway in Florida. They're pro outlaw figure eights. If you've never seen figure eights, you're going to want to see that, because they literally go in a figure eight, and it gets kind of...
Love a good novelty race.
Yeah, it gets a little interesting there at that crossroads. Our friends with the Northwest Super Late Model Series, they'll be back in action. That'll be at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. For our friends here on the East, that'll roughly be about 10:30, 11 o'clock Eastern time. So stay tuned after.
At night?
Yep.
Dang.
Stay tuned after our Citrus race goes off the air, or our races at Oxford Plains Speedway. They kick off their season, a huge weekend this weekend. 2 days Oxford Championship Series featuring the super late models on Saturday, and then on Sunday the past super late models and past modifieds will be in action. And also on Sunday, you heard from Todd Thelen a little bit earlier, we'll be at Slinger Super Speedway in Wisconsin, the ASA Midwest Tour, the Miracle on the High Banks, plus much more. You can catch all of that right here on Racing America this weekend. Busy weekend. It's a great time of year.
Yep, and something for everybody.
Yeah, and, you know, we talk about it a lot, but now most of the racetracks are starting to open up now, even, you know, up in New England and the northern half of the country. So lots of great racing action. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Racing America. You'll watch all these races with that subscription. And remember, we talked about it a little bit earlier, Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Join Jess and Keely Dubinsky for their big Cars Tour weekly show previewing Hickory. We get it?
Yeah.
All right.
You checked all the boxes.
We checked all the boxes. When we come back, we'll wrap up this episode of The Bullring.
A new era begins as the ASA CRA Super Series hits the track on Saturday, April 29th at Anderson Speedway. See the Midwest's top super late model racers as they compete for 125 laps around Anderson's tight quarter mile. Don't miss a second of the action. It's the ASA CRA Super Series kicking off 2023 on Saturday, April 29th at Anderson Speedway. And you can catch it all only on Racing America.
It is difficult. The green flag flies. We're underway in Milwaukee. Green flag back out. Milwaukee mile.
Putting on a good show, Hart.
And he's fighting again here tonight in Milwaukee mile, right?
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Welcome back, and we want to thank all of our guests for joining us today here on the Bullring, including Eddie MacDonald, as well as Todd Thelen, Chris Jennings, and Toby Christie. Thanks to all those folks for joining us. And we've talked about it a couple times today, but I think it's worth mentioning again. Cars Tour Weekly, presented by Pepperjack Kennels, Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Cars, late model stock cars back in action. They've got right at 40 late model stocks, right at 30 pro late models. Matt Craig is going to be on the show. Connor Hall is going to be on the show. You guys definitely going to have a lot to talk about.
For sure. The first thing I want to ask is, where are we putting all of these teams?
Well,
I'm sure Keely has an answer.
Yeah, well, if she don't, then she's in trouble, because they better be figuring it out. And for your fans, you said you'll be at Hickory this weekend, right?
Yes. Maybe we'll do a meet and greet,
an
autograph
maybe
session.
An autograph signing.
But
maybe you could give a talk.
Yeah, a tweet up?
Anything.
Well, seriously, I'm very excited because, as you know, I haven't been to very many races the last 2 years.
Yeah, and I think if I remember right, Dale Jr. said he hadn't been to a Cars Tour race this year, and I think he's not going to race, but I think he's planning on going to watch.
Oh, boy. I'm going to be outshined.
You know, another thing I want to mention that's also coming up, big month for the ASA Stars National Tour coming up in May. Madison, Wisconsin, North Wilkesboro. They just put those entry forms out and schedule out for the ASA Stars National Race at North Wilkesboro coming up in May. And ASA Stars National Tour also going to be at Hickory at the end of the month. You'll be able to see Madison and Hickory here on Racing America, and that national championship really picking up. And, you know, one of the things we heard this past week, Ty Majeski, he feels pretty confident he's going to get to at least 7 of the races, and if everything shakes out right, he may be able to make a run at that national tour if he can work it around his truck schedule.
I forget, do you have to run all of the races to be in the championship?
I don't think so.
Is it a number, or
why are you asking me something I don't know the question?
I don't know. Well, I figured you knew. You were talking so confidently about who's in the championship.
Oh well, we'll ask. Now you know. Now you're getting to peek behind the curtain. You know, the wizard doesn't know everything.
He's
have
not no idea.
Nearly as good looking as you think. He's not nearly as smart as you think he is.
Well, I think they probably knew.
I think they probably knew too. Well, I think we have filibustered enough here. Remember, if you haven't, check out Racing America's 24/7 channel on connected devices. It's the original programming there, as well as live and classic races. And don't forget to go to racingamerica.com and keep up with Racing America's social media this weekend as well, to keep up on all the short track action, as well as what's going on in the Cup Series. So for Jess Ballard, I'm Alan Dietz. We'll see you next time here on the Bullring.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen, myself, and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the go-kart track. Call Mark at Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Bickle's Bon Voyage link for information.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, shoe Hubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts. Or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Get up on your feet, race fans.
Can you believe it? Right now, racing, in my opinion, is as healthy as it's been in the last 15 to 20 years.
Just wanting to make that first lap.
Go!
A new era begins as the ASA CRA Super Series hits the track on Saturday, April 29th at Anderson Speedway. See the Midwest's top super late model racers as they compete for 125 laps around Anderson's tight quarter mile. Don't miss a second of the action. It's the ASA CRA Super Series kicking off 2023 on Saturday, April 29th at Anderson Speedway. And you can catch it all